We have been, unfortunately, been put in the most unserious that we have ever seen when it comes to this AP Swatch collaboration. For the love of God, I spent damn near 2,225 600 hours standing in line, my black ass, from going there the day before at 10 p.m. the day beforehand into the following morning so I could get ready for this goddamn watch. Now, obviously, everybody and their mom wanted to get this watch. Your mom wanted one. Your dad wanted one. Your grandma. It was all over Instagram. It was all over Twitter. It was basically a whole entire monoculture moment with everybody wanting to get their hands on this pocket watch. It wasn't even a full. It's a damn pocket watch, for crying out loud. This little thing you pull out on some Sherlock Holmes shit and just look at, and then you just put it back in your pocket because people was gonna go and get the accessory for it to turn it to a real AP. People was waiting for hours. As soon as the announcement came in, I was like Sunday or Monday, the week beforehand, there's people lining up in New York the week beforehand. All the unemployed bum ass motherfuckers standing in line to go get their watch a week beforehand. And obviously, people got jobs. People actually got jobs. You can't line up for that. I go in the day beforehand, and I make sure I'm ready. I got my lawn chair, I got my snacks, I got my drinks, my glizzies, I got pussy wagon, battery, I got everything I need for me to go and be successful in this trip to get my AP watch. I'm trying to be like Shador. I'm trying to be like Shador Sanders up in there. It don't matter if it's 400,000. You better see my AP. Obviously, that didn't happen. But before we get to that, let's go and just describe the absolute idiocy, the complete rigmarole that they went and put people through. Because you look at the articles, you think it's just people just like acting a fool and not knowing what to do. No, this is the company not knowing what the hell they wanted to do. I don't even know what they even wanted to sell this watch, for the love of God, for crying out loud. Because I'm there, pull out the black truck, 10 p.m. I'm already in the front of the King of Persia Mall, right in front entrance, right by the Netflix house. And I see about like 10, 15 people there because I'm there about like at 10 p.m. or something like that the day before. And I already see like 40 people just sitting there just like garage right by the steakhouse. And I'm just asking people around like, is this like the line for the Swatch, or like where are people lining up to get ready for it? Because usually like, you know, I'm looking from Black Friday and all the previous experiences looking at people lining up for things. It's like a line that's there from the day beforehand that's just people just sitting in their chairs just waiting to get in, and then like that's it. Obviously I know this is a mall, so it's a little bit different than like a regular commercial store that's by like some random shopping center. So I know that probably people have to wait outside, so I see people waiting inside the cars, people literally just sitting there. They told me that, okay, the police have came and told them that like people were only allowed to start lining up for the watch at 6 a.m. And it's like, okay, that makes sense. So boom, I'm gonna take my black ass back to my black truck. I'm sleeping, I take a little nap. Wheel, wake up, nigga. The security guards from the King of Persia Mall just telling people to go and leave. You know, they weren't assholes about it, but like, you know, you can't be on private property at nighttime. So take my ass over to Wawa, go and take a nice little nap, and we are good to go. Set my alarm for about like 4 or 5 a.m. because I knew that like, even though it started at 6, more than likely niggas will go and get there an hour or two beforehand because how many people wanted to get there. So I go set my alarm, take my black ass. Wake up, nigga, it's 6 a.m. I'm at 5 a.m. I'm wake up an hour later, wanted to, because I wanted to wake up at 4, but I woke up at 5, which is okay. So, and luckily enough, I got to the parking garage, pulled out, and I was a little bit scared because you go inside the parking garage that's right by the mall. It was at least 100 cars there already, so I'm like, oh, I might be already. So I go out, take all my snacks, take my lawn chair, take my 2 bottles of water, some grapes, a portable battery, take my black ass down there. So I'm sitting there, and I, luckily enough, was a part of the first, I would say 70 to like 80 people in line beforehand. You know, I was lucky. I was able to get there right in like that first section because what I'm thinking is more than likely to have at least 100 watches to like at least 200 watches. So I knew that I was in the front of the line where I'd be able to at least know I'd be able to get something. Like even if it was only like 80, 90 pieces, I'd be in that 80 to like 90 like person party. unless they was holding it and only had like 50 watches, then at that point, what's the point of like having it released in the store? And like at that point, you just had like a raffle and then let all people to go over to where you were and then just go on from there. But hey, what do I know? So we are there in line for about like, I'm there, it's just like 7:30. And obviously people were just sitting there waiting. And then there was police on the side, but it's only like maybe 5 or 6 police officers. And it's not that bad. But over a period of time, people started getting impatient. I see the line randomly move up, like, cause I'm like in the back, or like around like the 80th to like 70th person mark. And I just see people just running up to the front because people were standing to the side of the building, right? Like where the doors were on the left-hand side. So I just see people running up. I kid you not, I dropped my lawn chair, boom, and I started running because I know I'm trying to go from 80 to at least 50, which luckily enough I was able to do so. But with that happening, it caused a little bit of a ruckus, which made the police go into a little bit of a frenzy, which, you know,
Lord have mercy.
The police officers, most of them BMI, not the best. So they anything that requires a little bit of running or anything that doesn't go according to plan, they're not really the best suited for that. So with that being the case, it goes from 6 police officers to about 20 of them in about like 20 minutes. And then obviously over a period of time, like literally I think maybe 10 to 15 minutes after the fact, randomly around like I'll say 8 o'clock, they start saying that they're gonna be closing down they're not gonna be releasing the watch anymore because there was too many people for a release for a watch that you only can buy in person, and that was marketed to millions, if not tens of millions of people. And there are only, and I looked this up not too long ago, 21 stores across the whole entire United States. And you expect to not have too many people lined up to get your watch? I don't know who, the marketing department get a raise, but whoever's behind the logistics and coordination, I want you to bring them to the edge of whatever bridge, put cement blocks on their feet, and then roundhouse Steve Austin, kick their ass off the damn bridge. Because what do you mean you like legitimately are closing down the opening for the release of this watch because there's too many people? Too many people. If you cared about too many people, release it online, you dumbass. I generally was so confused when I heard that, and I was just thinking like, oh, the police just wanted to go and lower the amount of people that was actually gonna be on the premise. And then when it got to like a more suitable number, they would just like keep it pushing. In which majority of people thought the same thing because they would try to get people out. Literally, they started walking and just started telling people it's closed, no more watches, you can leave. If you don't leave, you'll be arrested. Which is like, why are you even like saying that out loud? Like the fact that it's just like that's just like the first thing that comes out your mouth when there's too many people is like, please, not even please leave. It's like, oh, if you don't leave, you're gonna be arrested. Like this is why niggas do not like you. This is why people do not like you. That happened, kid you not, for at least an hour and a half of the police going around just saying you need to leave, you need to get off the premise. And then that escalated to them like trying to like move people out the way, not really like, you know, physically, but not like too crazy, just like, you know, they just go to people and just be like, yo, you need to go and leave, get out the line. And then people, all they do was just falter out and then they would leave out. So imagine as a group, they would just go around and then go into like, just like fall further back. So, you know, my black ass, you know, I'm tall, dark, and handsome. You know, I ain't trying to stick out like a sore thumb. You know, I start ducking down. I just start scooting in because I'm like on the middle. So, like, imagine it's like 5 people straight, like in the line. Like 5 people just like horizontally. I'm like in the 3rd or 4th, like on the outskirts of it. So I just go and scoot my black ass up inside and I start ducking down and start turning away so ain't nobody can see my face. Because if you think I'm about to lose my spot, about being in like 50 or like 60th person to get like in line, you got me all the way effed up. So that started happening for at least, I would say, another hour or so. And then the worst part about it is that like, people was telling it was BS because like they were like trying to get people off, but not really like seriously because like, you know, they had cop cars over there and they could have just like put on a siren or something like that to like make it look serious. So people wasn't taking it serious until it like legitimately got to the point where like they brought in the whole Philadelphia State Patrol and brought in like 100 officers and then started loud ass sirens. Beep, beep, beep. Get off the premises.
If you black of skin and full of sin, black, be gone. Ah! Praise white Jesus.
Please leave the premise, and the mall will not be opening at 10. It will be opening at 12 p.m. Which in itself is like, I don't even know how they even got the ability to close the mall down for like an extra 2 hours. But like, for the love of God, like I was just so infuriated because it's just like, you just wasted so many people's time. And people didn't really believe them because they was like half-assing it for like a good period of time until like it was actually the straw that broke the camel's back was when people started going on Instagram and they started seeing other locations like London and then other places, I think in like not New York, but like I think it was down south where they closed the stores because there was too many people. Like, how do you have, like, legitimately, how is it too many people is the thing that leads up to you closing the store when you don't have an online release or you don't have a raffle? Like, legitimately, like, it wouldn't take more than like 2 seconds of thinking, oh yeah, we have a product that a lot of people want to buy, and it's also not that bad. It's like not too expensive of a price. Let's only release it in our 21 stores across the United States of America. There's nothing bad that could happen at all. Legitimately, like, yeah, we did the same thing with Omega, and we see what happened with that, with the amount of crowding and people in that situation. But there's no way it couldn't get any worse than that. Me bomba! And we'd be able to go and sell this watch exclusively in Swatch boutique stores across America, in which we only have 21 of them hoes. Yeah, it couldn't go any worse than that. So police officers come in. There was one bad female one that was
Lord,
there.
look how thick that is.
One black
Look how
police
thick
officer
that is.
was a female. But like, Meg, I ain't gonna lie, I saw her.
She need an unapologetically African outfit.
I listen to women. A black woman told me to leave, I'll leave. But afterwards, people started going inside their parking garages and just like legitimately people are sitting there in their cars because they just think that they're just like talking out their ass. Just in general, randomly throughout the day, they would just open up the store and whoever's there will be able to go and acquire the watch. But you see, the problem is afterwards, I would say like it was like a good 30 minutes. People start going to the parking garage, like right next to the entrance by Netflix house or whatever it's called. And people are theorizing like, you know, oh, when do you think they're still gonna release the watch today? They have to, like they're trying to make money. And like there's only so many locations around the world. People come from Maryland, people come from the DMV, 3 hours, 4 hours. Some people come from New York and stuff. Like it's like a whole bunch of people were like over here, probably like 1,000 people there just in general, trying to get this watch. And it's just like, why are they being like, I'm trying to think of the word because it's not even like dumb. It's like they trying to finesse, but they too like mentally like stagnant to go and do any like any finessing. Like I don't know. It's like you trying to get a white boy that's trying to sell like crack soap or something like that. Because it's like they could have avoided so many things by having some type of organization or just doing it online and in person so that people didn't have to worry about like standing in line for like hours and hours on end. And then the worst part is like when we actually go inside in, I was able to get in like a little bit early because, you know, the workers started coming in. They're confused. You know, people working like, oh, why is the mall still closed? Like, you know, I gotta go to my job. Guy opened up the store. So, you know, obviously I snuck in like I was a goddamn 007. I started sneaking in. I started dodging cameras and laser detectors and shit. I was going crazy and I found my way inside the mall. And I'm thinking I'm about to be lit. I'm about to be like one of the first people in line because I know there's other people who found their way inside the mall too. So I know that they'd be more likely standing right by the Swatch boutique, just in line, just waiting for them to open up the store. Little behold, as soon as I make my black ass up to the Swatch store, I think I done cracked the code. They have a white paper that says the store is closed for the day and will not be selling the watch today or tomorrow.
What the fuck?
And the worst thing was about it is like it didn't even have like a paper on it saying when reopen up the store. But the release of this has been so incompetent, it's been so mismanaged that like legitimately you don't know if this is just the fault of someone being a complete idiot or someone trying to, or the company itself purposely making it hard to get to have some type of something. It was like legitimately, it was so incompetent that people legitimately didn't know if the line between incompetency or idiocy. We had no idea where on the scales that this would be whatsoever. So I kid you not, like we people were just sitting there in front of the store for at least probably like an hour or two trying to get this watch. The straw that broke the camel's back was definitely when the security guard was sitting there saying that the store was going to be closed for throughout the whole entire day and the weekend, and that they're going to be reopening on Monday. In which, when I heard that, I've been standing in this line for like an hour on the inside, and then on the outside, I would say probably like 3 or 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours on the outside. And then like another hour wait inside my car slash going on top of the parking garage because there's another entrance up there that people were going to once the police started escorting people outside the premise. In which even so then the police had to go up the parking garage and start kicking people out from the top area by there. And then by that time, like I was inside and it's like 1 p.m. and I've been there since goddamn 10 p.m. the other day. I just decided to call it quits because it's just like I can't sit.
Some of them going to sleep.
I could take a loss if I woke up too late and I couldn't make it and I was the 600th person in line and they only had 599 watches and I got screwed that way. Or I just wasn't able to trample over enough children, kids, or women to be able to get to the watch or anything. Like, I can take a loss like that where it's just on me for my competency. But what I can't do is sit there for 6 to 10 hours and then have my opportunity of getting my blue AP taken away from me because the people at Swatch don't know what a goddamn raffle is. The people at Swatch don't know how to go and organize and have some type of communication with the mall. So they have an area designated, specifically the giant ass parking garage that can fit like 10,000 people lined up, which is all you need is some plastic cones and some caution tape, and then like the shit at the TSA, and just have people lined up around there, and then just go into the parking garage, and then legitimately have one person who's working at Swatch to go and just have everyone lined up or organized with security. That's all they had to do. That, and also with the fact that they could have just sold it online as well too during that day. Like there's no reason this had to be a boutique only store release. Like entry watch into AP and all this other shit. Why does it feel like it's harder to get a Swatch AP than an actual goddamn AP? That don't make no damn sense. I don't waste all that damn time just for you to be like, oh, we can't sell it. And what's even made it more mad is I thought it was just like my location because of somebody trying to break in, so they had the excuse of, oh, no, it got rowdy and there was a riot. But then no, the other day on Monday, they still closed. And then also, I looked at other places on Instagram and all this other stuff. They closed locations over there too in London and other parts. And I'm like, what did you expect? You advertised to millions, if not tens of millions of people. For the love of God, it's like legitimately, like, there has been something that I got annoyed by is seeing all the comments from like these smart ass people on Instagram talking about some.
Oh man, they deserve to close the thing down here. They're causing a havoc. They're causing a ruckus. Like all these people doing this for a stupid watch. All these people doing this for yada yada. This I'm like,
buddy, I look at your profile. You're 35 years old. I know your bitch ass was out there 08, 07, doing the same thing for the Xbox Live. I could go on YouTube right now and search in Black Friday 2009 to 2013 when you can get a flat screen and a Blu-ray DVD player for like $150 together. I know you the same thing back 10, 15 years ago for this shit. For the love of God, I don't want to go and hear about the
trigger warning.
Capitalism. Niggas want to get a product. Niggas gonna do a lot to get the product. That's all it goes and breaks down to, for the love of God. Annoying me so much because it's like people mostly what it goes down to is blaming people instead of blaming the dumbass watch company that didn't know how to go and organize a release for something that he did literally 2 to 3 years ago and had the same similar effect at a smaller scale. So I don't know what they was expecting or what was gonna happen, but like, for the love of God, all I want to say is
Swatch, you owe me that AP. You owe me that blue AP. Now I wanted to get, I didn't want to resell it. I legitimately wanted to get the blue AP.
The Swatch, just because, for the love of the game. I never got to be able to go into other Black Fridays. You know, when I became an adult, it was COVID. So ain't no Black Friday going on during that when I could stand outside and get a PS5. I go through the goddamn gulag of line waiting. I subscribe to those people on Twitter to go and make sure that I could go and get that alert for when it was coming out on BJ's at 5 a.m. in the morning. And I still got, look, I'm about to say, motherfucker. God damn this bitch heavy. I still got this motherfucker. I got 2020 something. Damn, that hurt my wrist. But about that, I'm about that life. Like, if I want something, walk barefoot, me, Jesus, I'll go and walk all the way up to the holy promised land to get that. Be it in that position where you do everything correctly and you still get screwed over because, or Sydney, or whatever the nepotism behind the goddamn logistics department at Swatch/AP don't know how to plan an event. It just makes me want to slap people. I generally, I haven't been that mad in such a long period of time. If someone at like Swatch AP, please tell me what was the holdup for why you closed multiple stores, multiple locations, and why there was such a lack of cohesion in one, communication, and two, the logistics behind not even selling watch online or having a raffle, or having any type of precautionary things lining up organizing people so that they don't create a massive crowd so that they're just standing a long ass line like a roller coaster. It's just a giant fucking pile of people with one SpongeBob picture when they go around fucking colorful Krabby Patties and shit. Please, can someone let me know, because I am so lost and I don't want to hear no stupid ass comments.
Get the balls! Get my balls!
You doing this for this? Oh.
Get the balls!
You need to get off your moral fucking high horse and shut the fuck up and start looking at why this company, not people, company is doing this. Damn. But that's all I wanted to say. I just want to get my anger out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like brain rot to the 10th degree. And I ain't never been that mad before in my life. I wasted a whole Saturday. I could have been at home being